JM Gaming here with an Arise crossover video. Today we're going over the top 10 tips and tricks that I learned as a new player to Arise crossover. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Alright, first up on the list is going to be a way to get XP so you can get that battle pass done quicker and to get levels faster. What you're going to want is an excess supply of tickets, which you can get through doing dungeons and doing the Infinite Desert. It's going to be one of the fastest ways to get them. So what you're looking for is 3 different weekly quests. You're looking for Brute Annihilation, which is eliminate X number of brutes. You're looking for Mass Suppression, which is going to be defeat X number of enemies. And then there's also another one that's going to be Arise X number of shadows. They're going to give you battle XP, experience, and they're going to give you some tickets, so they make it not so much tickets that you're going to need. After you're done with those 3, those are the only ones that you worry about. You do any one of those 3 that you get, and then you're going to reset the quest. You're then going to go to the ticket shop, and you're going to buy this to reset them. Don't worry about the dailies. It's not that good when you figure the number of tickets for how much XP and battle pass you're going to get. It's not really worth it. Do the weekly instead. It's a lot more bang for your buck. Make sure that you have experience relics equipped, because relics are going to be a great source of XP for this. You can use an XP potion when you claim. And also later on in this video, I'm going to tell you about how you can make an XP sword that also you can have equipped too. Next tip, make sure before you get off, I see a lot of people forget about this, make sure that you go to your shadow expeditions. You want to make sure to send people on these expeditions so you can get an extra bit of XP and battle XP. What I do is I have a bunch of junk GMs that I kept that I can just throw them into there so I don't have to worry about my main team, and then I can just send it here. And that's it. Simple as that, and you're going to get a lot of XP for that. Don't forget when you get off, if you have to, unequip every one of your units and send the units that are on your team, because they'll probably be high enough to be able to do it. Alright, the next tip we have is going to be on your player talents. This is going to be the setup that's going to give you a decent bit of damage, and what I run most of the time. So what you're going to want is Shadow Lord to give you more shadow damage. Shadow Alt Reduction, which is going to make them use their alts. Definitely faster. Shadow Defeat, which what's going to happen is when you look to rank up your mobs, all you're going to need is one person to kill, and they're all going to get credit for it. Fantastic if you don't have your mobs ranked up all the way. You can change it out after, but I mean, there's really not much better, so I just leave it on it all the time. Next one might be a little bit controversial, because I know people like Shadow Crit because of damage, but at the end of the day, it's only a 2% chance for this to proc, which is going to be next to never. I'd rather get double runes all the time. To me, that is way superior, and definitely the better pick. After this, we're going to have Relic Master, because being able to equip another relic that's going to give you shadow levels is going to give you way more damage than equipping 3 more shadows. Way more damage. After that, we're going to have Shadow General, is what I keep on most of the time to split targets. It helps a lot when you're doing the Infinite Desert, when you're doing dungeons. It makes it very fast. Obviously, if you wanted more damage, you could use the equip title and subtitle. Next after that, we're going to have Shadow Overdrive, 30% shadow damage. Great for damage overall. Then after this, I'm going to go with Shadow's Teleport. You have to have at least 200 shadow speed on it in order to make this work. That's why if you see here, I just have the 200 points into agility. It's also on Shadow Power. I run 400, which is the max. I have 300 reach and 200 player speed. Alright, moving on. On a recent update that they came out with giving us the ability to set up teams. Fantastic stuff that they did. I really love this feature. So what you're going to want to do is put at least 4 different teams that you're going to have. You're going to want one for drops. It's going to give you as high a drop chance as you can get. You're going to want to go with a Rise, so then when you're going hunting shadows, you can have high Rise luck and high rank luck. You're also going to want DPS. That's where you're going to have all your shadow level stuff in here. And then you're going to want one for XP when you're turning in quests. So when they come out with a new bit of level caps, I'm going to switch to this so I can try to get myself to max level cap as quick as I can. Also keep in mind on these, you have a shortcut on here. So all you keyboard users, you can go ahead and click on this, click the corresponding button. So this is my number 1 key, and it will just quickly, as I'm going along, it'll switch to that build for me. Next up is also one that I'm guilty of forgetting about all the time. In between your infinite desert runs, you're going to want to exchange items. Don't cap out. It's the worst thing you can do. You're definitely going to need higher end of dust, like legendary dust and legendary cores. So what you're going to want to do is, in between those runs, sometimes every 2-3, if not more sometimes, depending on how much storage you have, you're going to want to come over to the exchange shop. What you can do is you can exchange common for rares, then you can exchange the rares up to epics, and then swap the epics into legendaries. Same thing with dust. You're going to do the common to rare, and then you're going to do the rare to the legendary. Do this on a regular basis. Get into the habit of this. Once you're getting close to maxed out on legendaries of the cores and the dust, go ahead and start crafting your shadows or whatever you're looking to do. That's going to be the best way to not cap out on it and also end up just wasting stuff. Keep in mind too, if you're also getting really high up on tickets, it's best off to go over here to the rune shop and you can start spending some tickets on this stuff. Whatever you happen to need, try to max all this stuff out. Alright, next tip. This is one that I actually didn't know about because we all know that this game lacks in some information in some places. It might seem really simplistic to a lot of people and seem fairly obvious, but like I said, I did not know. When you're looking to take out the statue boss that's in Leveling City for Eye of Ascension Relic, because this is why I wanted to take him out, you cannot fight him in any other area except Leveling City. So don't try to switch over and do a double dungeon in another place, because it's not going to work. You're just going to have the Monarch boss, that's going to be it. If you do it in Leveling City, make sure you open the door, you go in, and take him down. This is the only way you're going to get it. You have to be in Leveling City. I know it seems probably like a simple thing to a lot of people, but I didn't know, and I lacked this for a while because I had no clue. Alright, moving along here. Now we're going to get into weapons. They're fairly new with the whole gem system and everything, so there is some stuff in here I really want to kind of clear up because I've seen a lot of people all over the place on this stuff. I've seen a lot of information all over the place on stuff. If you're looking for something very early on, Spiked Maul is going to have 2 slots in it if you want it for an XP weapon. It's got 2 yellow in it. That's what you're going to use it for. These you're going to use for the Shadow Power. They're going to have 2 purple slots in it. Now, if you're looking for some other stuff later on in the game, I've heard a lot of people say that Ironwood Axe is going to be a great option because it has 2 purple and 1 white. So white, you can equip anything in it. So you can get this to M class and it gives you 3 purple. People have said that they have gotten this instead of getting Frostblade because it's easier to get. It is not easier to get. They're about as equally easy to get. There is a way that you can get Frostblade very, very simple. So yeah, let's move on. This, like I said, has 3 purple on it. Now Frostblade, as you see, I didn't have to do like 1,000 dungeons or something, or a ton of dungeons to be able to get this up to M rank, which is what you need to get 4 purples on it. What people are forgetting is, what you can do is, and it's very, very simple, you only have to do 9 runs to max this out. Not 1,000, not a ton of runs, 9 runs. That's it. 9. So what you're going to do is, you're going to go into a dungeon, you're going to wait till an M dungeon pops up, and a lot of people forget about these, including me at one point. You're just going to use an XC rune into it, and instead of it saying that some of the enemies, it now changes all. So what you're going to do is you only need to get 9 of these weapons. They're going to drop at N rank in an M dungeon. You get 9 N ones. You're going to turn those 9 N into 3 N plus. Turn those 3 N plus into an M. And there you go. You've got Frostblade done in just 9 runs. If you want to get it done even quicker, you can use a double dungeon rune, and you can get 2 per run. So yes, it's very, very easy to get that, and it's very quick to get that. Now, for next, that's going to be a great one, is going to be Verdant Wrath. This drops from the wall. It's going to be the best one that's going to be for yellows. It's going to give you 3 yellow slots and a white, so 4 pretty much. You got to get this to GM rank. This is pretty easy because the wall is going to have M dungeons quite often. As you can see, I've done it a few times and I got SS's, just what I had laying around. But this is going to be very easy, and this is going to be a great XP sword. Which, if you heard me earlier, when you're going to have your XP set up, have this sword in your XP setup, so then when you're leveling up, when you're getting your Battle Pass XP, this will be a great thing to have in there. Now, this kind of goes with the last one. I want to go a little bit more into it. When it comes to dungeons, if you are sick of waiting for a certain dungeon to come up and you have runes, you can just use runes on those dungeons. I know this says that it says some, but in patches that they have come up with and updates, they have changed it to where every single enemy turns into that, and the boss too. So this makes it to where you can farm any dungeon that you want at any time. It will switch to whatever that rank is, so preferably most of the time you're going to want to wait for like the higher tiered, at least G and above most of the time. I mean, whatever you want to do though. If you have an abundance of runes, it's not really much of an issue. It also comes into where with your talents. If you have that double runes, you're going to have an excess amount of them. So keep that in mind. You can go and do these with whatever kind of runes that you want. So you don't have to sit and wait. I've done that plenty of times. I was talking on stream with some people, and yes, you can just pick any dungeon you want at any time. So if you're sick and tired of waiting, you're looking to farm tokens, which is what I'm going to be doing a lot of, you can go ahead and use these to switch the dungeons up to what you want. Alright, now this tip is one that I notice a lot of people are either using it wrong, or don't know how to use it correctly, or just forget that this is a thing. You're going to want to have Auto Arise and Auto Destroy pretty much on at almost all times, both of them. They actually work together quite well if you do it right. It all is going to depend on your Destroy setup. So you're going to go onto your shadows, and you're going to go into the index. Now you're going to click on Auto Destroy. Now what's going to happen is it will automatically destroy these. So if you have the Auto Arise and the Auto Destroy on, and these are on Destroy, it's just going to automatically destroy them. It will not raise them up. Just like with this Jungle Monarch not selected, it will raise them up. It won't destroy him. But you have to set this up. You can just go through and select or unselect. That's all you have to do. Obviously, I want Barrel. I want White Flame. We all know those are fantastic. I wasn't here for the summer event. But go through every single one of your towns. In the beginning, you might want to leave like all of the bosses off, because you'll go through and you'll get a bunch of bosses. Those are going to be your higher damage type of mobs. You also have it to where you can turn off Auto Destroy if you're really looking to go through a dungeon and just get everything. Because in the beginning, you're going to want an abundance of shadows. But set this up. I can't stress how helpful this really is. I do not have to go into my shadows and mess with them often at all. And on another note, to kind of go hand in hand with this, if you look at like White Flame and stuff, I also select them for auto lock. So now when I get them and it puts them into my shadows in my inventory, it automatically is going to lock them too, so I don't accidentally delete them. Fantastic feature, guys. I can't stress how much you need to learn to use this. It's going to help you massively, and you don't have to keep messing with these every 2 seconds. You're not going to have to keep going into your shadows and deleting shadows all the time, because that's what I was doing in the beginning. It is a very, very good tool to help you to not have to micromanage your inventory for your shadows every 2 seconds. Keep in mind, too, you can also use this, guys. You can use it for relics, and you can use it for weapons. So, like, once you get a relic pretty well maxed out, you're not going to get any better ones. It's not going to matter. Like this one, I already got. I can go ahead and I'm going to destroy that one. I forgot to destroy that one. I got it the other day. But yeah, then you don't have to keep building up your inventory and going through them all the time. Once you start leveling these up, you don't need them anymore. Go ahead and select them on Destroy and never have to worry about it again. All right, now it's time for the last and final tip. I think this is one of the biggest things too that I can't stress enough, is the settings of the game. There's so many settings here that can help you in so many ways. Right off the bat, I can tell you right now, when you watch my stuff, I have the ultimate effects off. I also have other people's shadows off, so I can help the optimization of the game. But I want to take a quick second here I know this is probably not going to affect a massive amount of people, but it affects me directly and it affects my family directly. These ultimate effects right here, there is so much flash on the screen and everything else. My other half has epilepsy, and the fact that I can turn this off is a huge win. I probably would not be able to play this game if I could not turn this effect off. So developers, thank you. Massive win, and I very, very appreciate you. That is a massive thing to do. There's not a lot of games that do this, but they did this, and I really appreciate that they did this. Anyways, moving on. Obviously, I have my shadows on. Particles, it just shows the little effects. You can turn that off if you need to optimize a little bit more. I don't worry about my player particles. Don't really care. You can make sure to turn on your auto attacks so your features can kick on. Sound effects I turn off because I get sick and tired of listening to cha-ching all the time when the money kicks in. Music, I love the music. I think the music's great. This, guys, I'm gonna get real here for a minute. I played this game for over a day in the beginning without having this feature on, with the always run, and I didn't just randomly press buttons, so I was running at slow speed. Not even running, just walking through the whole entire game. Devs, if you hear this video or not, I don't know if you're going to, can you just default as have this on? I don't understand why this isn't defaulted to being on. People walking really slow, that's a big turnoff for a lot of people. And especially if they don't find out how to fix it. People don't want to walk at snail speed. You should default have this on. Showing buffs, this is going to be the buffs that's in my corner. I find this to be very useful. You can look at what's going on. See with your builds exactly where you're at. It's very, very handy to have that. Obviously, Auto Arise, we've talked about that before. The Auto Arise and Auto Destroy. You can also go in through this here for the Auto Destroy. It's another way to get to this screen. So there's always that. You can do it that way, or you can go through with the shadows the way that we showed before. Cinematics I turn off because I don't really care. You can do this at first if you want to watch the cinematics going through, but eventually you're going to be spamming dungeons, and when you're spamming dungeons, you don't want to waste time to keep seeing the same cinematic over and over again. Same thing with the sub-cinematics. This I turn off so we can be faster at loading. It skips the loading screen. There you go. Show the range. Now, we all know this is something that they added not that long ago. You click this on, and it shows a big circle around your character and shows how far your shadows can actually reach. This is pretty handy. I don't like to keep it on. It's one of those things where if I'm in an area and I'm kind of curious where I'm at, I'll turn this on, check it out, see where I'm at, and then I'll turn it off after I'm done. Day cycle, I do not like having nighttime on this game. I think it's too dark. It makes it hard to see, and the fact that I stream this game, I don't want there to be times where it's going to be hard to see. I turn that off. Fog, I don't mind it. It looks just fine. The water animation, I think, is getting kind of glitchy and stuff, and because of my other half being the way that she is and stuff, I turn this off just as a safety precaution. Definitely with the screen shake, too. That would be something that would really get her, and I don't want it on, which is why I turn all these effects off. I love the fact that they put this stuff in. Can't thank you guys enough. You're awesome. Gifts, I mean, you can turn it on. Somebody wants to throw me a gift. Hey, thanks. Appreciate you. Shadow rank color, I like how it shows different colors on them for the rank. I think it looks kind of cool. You can turn this off if you want to. It just looks more plain. Leaderboards, I could care less about. Small HUD, you can have this a lot smaller. I kind of like the bigger HUD on it. It is what it is, right? The announcements, you can go through. You can select what you want to actually see for alerts, which can be very, very handy. You can also do this if, hey, I'm doing just one thing for the next day or two, and I don't care about anything else. You can just shut all this stuff off and just worry about the one thing you're worried about. It really lets you kind of focus. I think that's awesome. Reward notification. This is a fairly new one that they came out with. I love this. They make it to where you get a stack notification. This is awesome, people. Turn it on. So now when I'm running through a dungeon or something, and say I'm getting tokens or something like that, instead of it spamming across my screen, it's going to have one picture of it, and the number's going to keep going up. So you don't have that whole visual flooding effect of everything. Definitely turn this on if you haven't, guys. A lot of people don't know about this. I had somebody tell me about this, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. I also turned off XP notification, coins, gems. Don't care. Like, that's stuff where whatever. Obviously, I turn on for the shadows because I don't arise very many, so I want to know what's going on. I also, when I'm farming weapons, because once again, I have automatically destroying the ones that I don't want, so it's not going to show them anyways. The item notification is going to be stuff that's going to like show my tokens. It's going to show my runes. And like I said, if you have the stack notification on, it's going to keep stacking them, so it's not going to overwhelm your screen either. Also, I'm going to want my relics because, well, if we're farming a relic, we obviously want to know if we got it or not, right, guys? All right, and I think that is it. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I think it was some fantastic stuff on my journey that I've done with playing this game. I've played for about 2.5, 3 weeks now. This is kind of the stuff that I was like, man, I wish somebody would have told me this stuff. Eventually people did, or I found it out on my own. So if this could help somebody that's starting out the game, man, that's awesome, because that's what I want. But if you could like, comment, and subscribe, we're getting close to 500 subs on YouTube, and it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to hit 500. Also, go ahead over on Twitch. I stream live on there Thursday, Fridays, and Mondays from 9 a.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm JM Gaming 80 over there, in case you're wondering. But hey, thanks for stopping by, guys, and I appreciate all of you. Later.